Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. To some and peace out to the rest of you. Hit the share button because the message is more important than the messenger. So let me state this right quick, brothers. First, let me give shouts out to those who came through on Cash App. Now, I'm recording this before. I'm recording this before the Black Manosphere Show of the Week premieres. But I am going to make this available afterwards. So if you send something on Cash App after the premiere of the Black Manosphere Show of the Week, then I won't know about it right now because that time is still in the future, even though you're hearing this after that premiere. So right now I'm giving shouts out to those who sent it before this recording. Recently, Mojo, Red Falls Black, MLR, and you three specifically, thank you from the bottom of my black heart and the depths of my black mind for two things, both your generosity and your consistency. You have donated more than I would have asked for, and you've done it frequently. Shouts out to Senor Coleman, S. Jock, and J. Bell for coming through on the Cash App. And I'm only asking that anybody only ever hit amounts that are small to them at the time they do it. I got a fixed notification. I think that somebody rigged the notification sound on the phones because I can see it, but I can't hear it. Sometimes they come through when I'm asleep, so I don't hear it. But other times they come through. Actually, a lot of times they just don't make a sound anymore. I don't know what that's about, but it just happens like that. It's not your fault. It's not mine. Anyway, getting to the message. I've talked about a new focus that a lot of us are going to have. And this focus is that we got to get this information out to the young brothers. See, this is sad to me, but Enigmatic left a comment underneath my video with no respect. Damn, you must have let go. He left it a little under a day ago. He said that his mom even lies to him, shames him for dieting and going to the gym, and told him that they won't attract women like that, even though there's a whole lot of evidence that that does. And he says, why would she even want to deceive me like that and try to encourage me to stay a skinny, fat dog? For what? So I can be used as an ATM by a post-wall single mom who likes dad bods? And I hit the heart button on that, and I told him, I am sad. I mean it when I say I'm sad that your mom lied to you and lies to you. But the fact that these hyenas are willing to lie, and I'm sorry if I sound like I'm calling your mom a hyena. It's not personal, but in general, I'm talking about the hyenocracy and the gynocracy. When Western sisters, even if you don't call them hyenas, and German shepherds, when Western sisters lie to their sons, they don't realize the disservice they're doing. Dads around the world teach their daughters to be careful, over-preparing their daughters to protect themselves, even at the expense of good men. They'd rather their daughters be overcautious and shun good men so that they don't get defiled than for them to risk being defiled by no good midgets in the hopes of finding a good man. That's dads. Obviously, we love daughters. I don't see the same thing when it comes to moms and their sons, and they may love their sons, but a lot of times there are things they're not willing to disclose. You know, my buddy in another country lost his marriage helping me to build my business. He finally got married after having some bad luck and helping me to build my business. He He had to go through it, man. His wife got tired of him working long hours and left. She did call him back to meet him for coffee and to talk reconciliation, but he didn't hear from her after that. I think it's bad as hell that she had to go through this. Now he's a Malaysian citizen, but he went next door to do a good bit of paperwork and lay some groundwork. And he still goes, he actually still travels there and crosses that border every so often. And he said it's not very expensive for him to do. I believe that part. I think he's found a inexpensive way to do that, but he still goes there and makes the trip. On occasion, check up on things, file stuff. And I appreciate him doing it. I mean that from the bottom of my black heart and from the depths of my black mind. I mean that. But I want this to be noted. This man lost a marriage. Now, when he was about to get with, he was going to get with a lady before. She was a certified tour guide. She turned out to be a single mom. She was married before. She was a single mom to a mixed kid. And she had a tattoo. When his mother met her, when she met his mother said to him, "Oh, hell no." He didn't know she had a tattoo. But when she changed shirts, that's when his mom saw. She didn't change the shirt in front of him. Mom saw she had a tattoo, and that's when Mom was like, For one, she was already married. You ain't been married. That's not fair to you. Two, she a single mom and you childless. And she got a tattoo and you don't. What the F? His mom's pretty much said, no. Now, you see, a lot of mothers of our generation, my mom and his mom's generation, because they're roughly, though they don't know each other and they're thousands of miles apart and very vastly different in language and culture, one of the things about their generations is that both of them don't have the ability to articulate everything that they know. But what they can articulate or show you, they will. And she told her son, no, this is a bad idea. And he let that woman prove it and then stopped. He came back and told me that was real. She did some other things that were very irresponsible. I just waited to see what the hell what they were going to be. And later on, he got married to an in-law of his. His sister-in-law's sister got married to him, and she was like, oh no, walked out on him. And she stated what it was. It was the time. He was spending a lot of time working. And he told me later on, look, I'm going to go ahead and get myself financially stable. And I told him, listen, man, you're approaching 40. You don't have to go through all of that if you don't want to. But here's the thing. If you're going to do that first, then damn it, you raise your standards when you become financially stable. You don't sit up and leave your standards where they were before. No, now they got to be younger, prettier, smarter, and more obedient, submissive. Because you worked for it. And this is in Malaysia. Now, granted, he's living in Kuala Lumpur, which is problematic. That's a problem in and of itself. He lives there in Kuala Lumpur. That is where they have they're facing this. Feminism, I can tell, is spreading there. But he crosses the border at least once a month. But on average, twice a month since the business got started, putting in footwork in both countries while I fund it. I'm telling you this because I want you to know that even in a situation where his mother cannot articulate everything, she does not lie to him and leave him in the dark and leave him ignorant. My mother did not do this. So my heart goes out to you young brothers when I find out your moms did this. And white boys' moms do this to them too. Lying usually by omission. Maybe even by commission. Well, be a good guy and your day's gonna come. And no, the hell it's not. No, it's not going to. But then it also gets to be pretty bad because these lies have been going on for a while. And you got to face this. And so I have focused lately, and especially with more of the information coming out, on getting the information out to these young brothers. And I mean before they hit middle school. Because there's war. And I'm going to state this. We have to find a way to be able to get certain things in the ears of these young brothers with few words and few sentences. Because understand, the access that you got to their ears is going to be very short and heavily monitored. That's what's going to be important for you to know and prepare for. So we have to tell them a particular concept, and I'm going to leave it to you to determine how you're going to make that explanation brief, but I'm going to give you the full explanation. You might think, well, okay, what does what you're about to say now have to do with what you're talking about? I'll land the plane, though. Egyptians speak what you must either consider to be the worst dialect of Arabic or an independent language but related to Arabic, yet not Arabic anymore. Now, the second way to look at it is the one that is more flattering. It is a less insulting way, but they don't know that. They swear up and down it's Arabic and that it is Zaril Arabic. So if you don't speak it like them, you know, they want to act like you're missing something. Because they pride themselves on being Arabic speakers, but they up the language. And there's no two ways about it. Now, why do I mention this? It is because when you are a non-Arab and you're about to learn Arabic, they come out of the woodwork ready and anxious and zealous to teach you Zaril Arabic. But they can't pronounce a lot of the letters. Letters that are easy for us English speakers to pronounce, they can't pronounce that are also in Arabic. But all the letters that are in Arabic but they're not in any other language, oh, they can pronounce them easily. Stuff coming out the throat, you got to cough them letters up. Oh, yeah, no problem. But regular diphthongs or the J sound, oh my God, you put a gun to their head and they can't do it. And that's, see, according to the rules of Arabic, if you change the meaning of a word, if you change the letter, you change the meaning of a word, thereby change the meaning of a sentence. By changing a letter, that's one of the rules of it. They will tell you this so that you pronounce all them letters that sound like they come from Jupiter or Mars to us, but then when it comes to the letters that are easy to pronounce, oh, they change them. So they change the meaning. End of. So, I say that because they don't care. They just want you to speak like them so that they can puff their chest out in front of other Arabs and say, see, he talks like us. Because they want to flex, specifically because they know that if what they speak is Arabic, it's the worst dialect. They know that. And they consider theirs to be Arabic. So in their minds, they speak the worst dialect of Arabic, so they've got to turn around and spread it to non-Arabs so that theirs becomes the standard. Oh yeah, and they've damn near succeeded. So they come out of the woodwork. You don't have to seek them out. You could be looking for, and you could come to this country and look for a Jordanian or a Sudanese or a Saudi that's bilingual to teach you Arabic, and they will intercept, I'll teach you. Really? You'll have your life ucked up. Well, you got to tell these young brothers that it's the same thing. And one of the things that we have to, and see, the thing is, when you come here and you want to learn Arabic, it's not your fault that the Egyptians come with their jacked up Arabic. Or I'll be nicer and say with their Egyptian language. that's related to Arabic. It ain't your fault they come seek you out. We got to tell these young brothers before they hit middle school, you are not going to bit gitches like that, and it ain't your fault. Likewise, when you get older and then they start checking for you, they're going to be looking to use you, and that's also not your fault. But it is not going to be a good match. When it's a good deal for you and a good match for you, they will not come checking for you, and that's also not your fault. It's not anything you did wrong. It's their mindset. They're out to play games, gain and not give. They are insisting upon gain with no loss and benefit with no cost. You aren't to blame for them having that mindset. You should not ever accept blame or feel guilt about it. It's not your fault. That's how they are. It ain't nothing you did wrong. They're that way because it's funny. Because that's the hive mind. That's what they're taught. They're only going to check for two kinds of guys. And most of us ain't going to be it when we're young. And few of us are going to be one of those when we get older. The two types of guys are: first one, the guys for whom other women check. They'll check for them. And very few men will ever be that at any point in their lives, any age. The second category is guys whom the broads can use. And many of us will become that category as we get to be middle-aged adults. So when they do come checking for you with those years, it's to use you, and that also ain't your fault. But understand that that's what it is. Don't blame yourself, but don't accept their terms. Now, how we make that brief and put it into a few sentences, I don't know. I'm still thinking. But that's the concept we got to get into their heads before they get to middle school. Whether they're related to you or not. Just know that's exactly what it is, and mothers don't want them to know. And we got to also let them know, you can't let people know you know this, brother. You tell me, you can't let other grown folks that you know this. You can let the kids, you can let other boys know about this. If if they're good friends and you don't want them hurting themselves trying to prove something to bit gitches, and yeah, okay, you can tell them. But you can't let grown women know you know this. Why not? Because they'll lie. Some will tell the truth and say, yeah, that's actually what's going to happen. But a lot of them are going to lie. And say that that's not true. They're going to say that I'm a bitter old man and that I'm just mad because of who didn't pick me. No, I'm mad because I was lied to. But they're not going to tell you that, brother. They may not even really think that. So yeah, you got to keep this knowledge a secret from a lot of adult women. There's one other thing I'll say and then I'll go. This sounds like something that might ruin a young black boy's relationship with his mother. Not only would I not feel a guck if that was the case, but that's actually not the case. It would actually save a lot of these relationships when these boys get older. Do you know why? When these boys do get older and they've heard this information from you and therefore they've not been caught off guard and they've not been tricked into wasting their 20s trying to bit gitches, and instead they've known that they need to go ahead and plan for a life outside of the West from a young age, and they've actually saved a lot of time by starting that planning early. When they meet their moms, they can still love their mothers without blindly believing mom when she lies. Because less harm would be done, if any at all. And so therefore they could still love moms. Just knowing that they can't believe what she tells them about women. If these young boys are not taught this, then they're going to believe what their mama and auntie and grandma teach them about women. And that's when things go bad for them. Because then when the TV teaches them about women and mama doesn't say that's a goddamn lie, they don't know any different. And what do? They do what many of us my age did. They waste large chunks of their lives and resources trying to bit gitches. And believing that there's something to it if they bit gitches. not realizing that's actually a sign of dysfunction. If you can get yous in the context of Black America or Jamaica or the Bahamas or Belize or Barbados or Trinidad and Tobago, Canada or the UK, something's wrong with you. Or you are able to convince them that something is wrong with you. And if you're willing to convince them that something's wrong with you when it's not, then that's what's wrong with you. So you see where we're back at. You see how that goes full circle? It keeps coming back to this. What the hell's wrong with you if you can get yous in these dysfunctional N19 contexts? That is the message for which I was deplatformed from Patreon. You see? And that's what I want you brothers to understand. And I want us to focus on getting these young brothers to understand. With that said, I think I'll conclude the flight here. If you can think of some, one or two short sentences that can plant these seeds in these young brothers' heads, put them in the comments and share them with others. Please, please do that. Thank you for listening. I mean it when I say that I hope this benefits you. And I hope this benefits a lot of young brothers now, long before they reach our age. As always, black heart, black mind, blackout, assalamu alaikum, and black heterosexual, non-select male power just because they don't like it, and black patriarchy until extinction of Judgment Day. Thank you for flying again with me on this Jet Black Airways flight, in which jet black is also a verb. Keep jetting black with me until the wings and the wheels fall off. Gender justice forever.